Welcome back to Views with Hughes, your Jennifer News. This is Jerome Hughes, and if you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. So now we see here, coming from Yahoo Finance through Fortune magazine, where it says Bob Iger says Disney Plus holding its own movies and TV shows wasn't as valuable as he thought, and admits the company needs to rethink with streaming strategies. Now, before I begin, I want to share with you all the fact that Bob Iger doesn't really have a creative mind or any creative expertise when it comes to the company itself. He just, look at the finances and determine to see how it works and what doesn't work. But the thing is, even with that, he hasn't been proven to show that he's really good with that either. And everyone knows at Disney that he doesn't have a creative fiber in him. So coming from Fortune magazine through Yahoo News, says here that Disney could license more movies and TV shows to its streaming rivals as it becomes less focused on producing original content for its own streaming platforms. CEO Bob Iger says Thursday. I'm guessing the fact that he stated this since, they bought 20th Century Fox, 21st Century Fox and everything. And it's like they want to go ahead and continue with the streaming. They decided to do the streaming of repeat shows from before on Fox, and then it's like they didn't really work out so well. So it seems. So he stated here that he was extremely bullish on streaming, but acknowledged the company needed to rethink some of its strategies when it came down to its own streaming platform, Disney Plus. So he's quoted saying, as we look to reduce the content that we are creating for our own platforms, there probably are opportunities to license to third parties, like other companies that aren't really associated with Disney, kind of like how Warner Brothers doing with Batman to Amazon, okay? So he said noting that this has not been a possibility for a while because Disney was favoring its own streaming platforms. But if we get to a point where we need less content for these platforms and we still have the capability of producing that content, why not use it to grow revenue? That's what we will likely do, he stated. So he confirmed that the content made by Disney core brands like Disney, Pixar, Marvel will stay in-house. During Iger's first 15-year tenure as Disney's chief executive or CEO, the entertainment giant made huge bets on content, buying up Pixar, Marvel, Lucasfilm, and 21st Century Fox, and launched the company's flagship streaming service, Disney Plus. While Disney licenses some of its titles to other streaming platforms, it began restricting how much of its content was being made available to its rivals with the rollout of Disney Plus in 2019. However, Iger suggested on Thursday that some of the content that falls under Disney's huge umbrella brands and titles could be used as revenue generators by allowing the company's rivals greater access to their licensing rights. In other words, he's doing this to go ahead and make money instead of making new original content out there that works with the audience. Okay, so this is coming on the heels of the fact that the company is starting to see that the audience that they're trying to reach out to, cater to, don't want what they're trying to sell. We don't want the kind of programming, movies, or even content that is filled with virtue signaling, as well as the fact that, it's not creative anymore. It's just a bunch of remakes, sequels, live action remakes, so on and so forth, Now, he also stated here that it's already clear to us that the exclusivity that we thought would be so valuable to us growing subscriptions, while it has some values, it wasn't as valuable as we thought, he said. Remember, in the earnings call, he admitted that Disney Plus lost over 2 million subscribers. Okay, over 2 million subscribers, whether it be in the U.S. or even in India, because of the cricket league was they no longer have the rights over to the cricket league over there, which is huge. So Iger used Disney's adult animation portfolio as an example of content that could be licensed out to third parties, noting that it had acquired a slew of hit cartoon series like Bob's Burgers and Family Guy when it purchased 21st Century Fox. So he told the conference that the billions of hours of this content consumed on Hulu were, quote, extraordinary. And he stated that suggests there's the opportunity to license that content to others first, as The Simpsons has done. seems to me that there might not be that much ratings on for The Simpsons on Disney Plus, but I don't think that's the case. The case is the fact that the type of programming that's not being viewed up there, that may be either, keeping people away from the platform or keeping people away from The Simpsons or other adult programming that's on the platform itself. She also continues saying this is one of the more popular programs of Disney Plus, yet it's been on the Fox network. You can still license content that does extremely well on streaming, but we're driving more revenue with a balanced model of licensing to third parties and streaming to ourselves. So, in other words, most of these programs are already on other streaming platforms and possibly being taken off, and then he's considering to adding them up there again. But Iger, who returned to the helm of the entertainment giant back in November, after just 11 months away from the company. Hey, wait a minute. He wasn't away from the company. He was still there. Bob Iger was still there. He just didn't have the title of CEO anymore. He still had the office. He still played the things behind the scenes. And he was also possibly one of the reasons why Bob Chapek was gone in the first place. I said one of the reasons, not the reason. We all know the main reason, and that's the fact that the CFO, Kristen McCarthy, dressed up a last minute meeting to get Bob Chapek fired. Okay. But he told the employees upon his return that profitability would be made the top priority of Disney's streaming business. Weeks earlier, Disney's streaming reported a quarterly loss of $1.5 billion, more than double its losses from the year earlier, because of the fact that people weren't really filling their content. Under his successor and predecessor, Bob Chapek, Disney invested billions into its streaming platforms, drastically increasing spending on original content as part of its growth strategy. That strategy helped the company build up a subscriber base to rival Netflix, but here's a problem. Netflix now is doing much better than Disney Plus, because that streaming growth started fading, and the streaming losses have been on shareholders' radar over the past year. But in last month, Disney reported its first Disney Plus subscriber loss since the platform launched, dropping 2.4 million subscribers in the final 3 months of 2022. So he stated Thursday that the company's been off with its Disney Plus pricing plan and its zeal to grow global subscriptions. Okay, so we all know that Disney launched the cheaper ad-supported Disney Plus subscription option in the U.S. in a bid to boost both subscriber numbers and revenue through advertising. So here's a problem here. Not only the fact that people are sick of the kind of content that they put out there with the virtue signaling and the political ideologies and the political biases, they don't want a cheaper option where there's ads. They want to continue. They wanted to continue with the same plan. We understand that there's going to be more content added, but at the same time, when you remove that content that doesn't work, you're going to have to go ahead and people want you to go ahead and lower the price again instead of putting up there any new content that isn't really original. But they'll pay good money if the content is done right. They're not listening to the consumers. They're ignoring the consumers. They're listening to Hollywood elites, the rich elites, the 1%ers, okay? Instead of the people who they're trying to reach out to and get them to watch the content, buy into it, okay? So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Do you think that, everything here is Bob Iger's fault, or do you think that the fact of the matter is that he's cut his losses but at the same time, it could be Chapek's fault? But the reality is Disney is in trouble. He stated that, he messed up. We need to rethink our strategies. But the problem is he doesn't have a plan. Warner Brothers Discovery has a plan. They've had plans a while back. They're still in the middle of the planning. Even with the DC universe. I don't like it, but they still got a plan that actually appeases to a lot of people that actually like it, who think it's a good idea. So what in the world is Disney doing? They thought that the Marvel Studios content, the latest Marvel Studios content from Phase 4 and Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania from Phase 5 was going to work, but we've seen how much that failed. They put so much emphasis on Disney Plus where they should have thought about making more plans while putting the content out there like they used to, but they failed once again. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Do you think that they actually have a chance to go ahead and gain more subscribers, or even get their original subscriber base back? You know, let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Also, be sure to share anywhere in the comments where I might have went wrong in the video. Also, if you agree with anything that I've stated but having any additional points to add, go ahead and share that in the comments below. Also, if you enjoy what I shared in the video, go ahead and smash that like button and share far and wide on social media. And if you haven't done so already and you enjoyed all the content I put out there, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification, so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. Until then, peace.